Travis, let me start with you. The theme of the Democratic Convention was freedom. What was your take on the Democratic Convention? What do you think of the theme?
The theme, it's all political theater. You know, I've been to conventions past. I'm sure many folks at the table here have. It's you put up your celebrities, your friends, and let them talk great about you, and you get a little bump. I hope to get a little bump heading out of the convention. But now the convention's over. Let's get into substantive issues. Let's start talking about whether Kamala Harris is for fracking or whether she's against fracking, or whether she's for sending kids up the river for a little bit of weed, or whether she's not for sending kids up the river for a little bit of weed. Let's talk about those substantive issues. The borders are. Was she really the borders are? So let's get out of the convention mode into that. But it's just political theater. It's a circus.
Victor, what do you think the results of this convention are going to be for the Democratic Party?
Well, I mean, and you need several things in politics when you run for office. You need money, you need name recognition, good or bad, and you need timing. And one thing that's really going in the Democrats' favor right now is we have a great candidate. She was awesome. She had a fantastic speech. I think she laid out all her positions on every issue that has been questionable. That was the purpose, was to introduce herself to the public, which she did in the first part of her speech, and the second part was to talk about what she, how she feels, what her positions are on all the issues, and I think that bodes well for her. And she's attractive. She's a lot younger than her opponent. She's a lot more clarity, had a lot more clarity on a lot of issues. So I think the Democrats are in great shape. I think we're going to get she was already getting a big bump going into the convention. We're going to get an even bigger bump coming out of the convention. I saw Frank Luntz on CNBC the other day. He said he's never seen polling like this he's a big Republican consultant, number one, a pollster. He's never seen polling like this. He could not find independent women who was not supporting her. So the fact that we have a woman on the ticket, at the top of the ticket, versus Donald Trump, who's already been accused and convicted of having sexual affairs with women and things like that. I think that's going to be a huge setup that's going to play very badly for the Republicans up and down the ticket.
Hunter, Kamala Harris on Thursday night outlined a lot of policy positions, but she didn't say how she was going to do it. One policy position, middle-class tax cut for 100 million people, didn't say how she was going to do it. What's your take on what you saw this week at the convention?
I mean, exactly that. I mean, Victor kind of said it for us. She had to introduce herself to the entire country. She's been known as to be one of the most left senators in the entire Democrat Party. She's known for not being a part of bipartisan bills. So she's over here talking about policy, but doesn't tell us anything how. It's all platitudes. I mean, she's known for really just kind of lying through her teeth and not showing up. She's been hiding from the American public, and this is the first time that she comes out without a single American vote. They talk about democracy, but not a single American vote got her into that position.
She was on a ticket with Biden. She ran with Joe Biden as a ticket.
Correct.
Okay,
correct. But you got to remember one thing. Tulsi Gabbard took her out. She didn't even have a percentage point in 2020. Yeah. She's the least liked Democratic candidate ever. This is the worst polled president and vice president in history, and now
this person. J.C. Vance?
No, I'm talking about the blue side that has had the worst.
Zero to hero.
Yes, the worst 3.5 years we've
seen.
Timing's
everything.
You're right. Timing is absolutely a part of it, and her timing is to show up literally when she has no policy on her website. She goes and doesn't say any explanation on how her policies are actually going to work. She says she was going to go tackle the housing crisis. Doesn't say anything on how or why.
Except for $25,000 to each new home.
Which would bankrupt us.
Would bankrupt us, yeah.
Oh, it would bankrupt us if we participated in the Trump tariffs.
And
but
Trump's 10% tariff is going to cost every American $4,000.
Yes,
the China tariffs that Biden still has propping up part of his economy. You mean those tariffs?
Jennifer, I want to ask you about what Hunter said about her poll numbers. I mean, she has run in a previous presidential race. This time around, what do you think about her poll numbers? Do you think Hunter's right?
Yeah, no, I don't think Hunter's right at all on that. She's within 3 points of Trump in the state of Florida. Since the announcement took place, as of last Sunday, we had 26,000 people raise their hands and said they want to come volunteer for the campaign. As of yesterday, before her speech, it was up to 40,000 people. So from my perspective and what I see coming into the county party, this is unlike anything that's ever been seen before. 94% of all Democrats support her. So yeah, no, I think this is a definite movement.
And we're opening the largest Kamala headquarters in the state right here in Tampa. It's called Casa Kamala. Follow us on Facebook. We're having our grand opening this weekend. We have had hundreds. I've never seen so many people.
Travis, a month ago, she was lying to the American people about whether Biden was
Do you think they're going to be easy
fit
to beat?
serve.
You think they're going to be easy to beat the Democrats?
Well, you know, it's like horse racing. Nothing's ever easy in politics. I wouldn't say that at all. But when you've got a chameleon like Kamala, see, chameleons, they never really change their primary color. They'll switch colors like she did on fracking, on weed, and on a variety of issues. Well, the border as well, because she said, you know, let them all in, and now she's saying we got the border under control. The border's wide open.
No,
the border's
it's not.
under
No,
control.
it's not.
But Trump never changes his colors.
Yeah,
So
really.
let's-
I mean,
Let me ask you this question. Vice presidential candidate Tim Walz threw some shade on our governor, Governor DeSantis. Let's play that moment during the convention.
We made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. We also protected reproductive freedom because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
So, Hunter, I got to ask you about that. Some of those programs that he was attacking, like not expanding the school lunch program during the summer for hungry kids, that's what Florida is doing. Florida is banning books. Florida has cut back on abortion. What do you think of Walz's statements?
First things first, him saying, follow your own business, stay out of our business, while he's putting women's business into boys' bathrooms and men into women's bathrooms. That's not staying out of business, number one. Number two, book banning. I mean, if you just want to go out and say, we are okay with kids seeing sexual stuff in school, Democrats can come out and just say it. But you guys won't say it because you know that.
But isn't that a parental decision? Shouldn't parents decide which books their kids could read and not the state, not the government?
But again, that comes out to the question: should kids be reading inappropriate material in schools? And
But
the answer
who
is
controls that?
Of course,
Who
it's
should control that? The
parents.
state?
Parents put the school boards in power. And
But
then
shouldn't a parent just say, "Hey, Joey, you can't take that book out of the library"? It's not so.
Hey, more than
Why is
that,
it
this is
available?
an empty attack. My
Yeah.
child is in a Hillsborough County elementary school right now eating free lunch. I can pay for it. I'd pay for it, but it's
Okay.
free. Breakfast and lunch
But
are free
Florida's
for my
not
child.
joined the program to extend food programs for hungry kids during the summer.
If it's a
Florida's
federal
not joined
grant,
that
I'm sure they're not
program.
going to turn away a federal grant.
They have
Yes,
turned it
they
away.
many
do.
times before.
The Republicans have refused to take Obamacare, for example, for Medicaid. We have 1 million Floridians right now. We have Floridians dying right now because they can't get the health care because this governor and this Republican legislature refused to accept the Medicaid expansion. And that's a sad...
How can that be? I thought Obama solved the
No.
healthcare program.
The
Didn't he solve
Republicans,
the healthcare problem?
Republicans
Right.
He
completely...
did have it both ways.
No.
Okay.